All right, so this is going to be my stab at explaining why I lean more towards the Lincoln 2. For a mobile rig, especially, that's what I'm focused on here, is running a radio mobile. And versus the Striker 955. They're both great radios. So right out of the chute, if you're going to order these new, the Striker is about $80 to $100 more right out of the chute. The Lincoln 2 does experience some issues with channel changing, and the only solution that I've found that really works is buying one of these, and I think those are about $60 to $70, and that mic seems to cure the problem. Also, they both need to be modified, which involves soldering. So if you don't feel comfortable doing either of those, they both need that. I think the Lincoln 2 is probably a little easier. It's adding a resistor. But also the Lincoln 2, to really shine, needs the limiter removed. And that is a very small component. And definitely somebody that knows their way around a soldering iron should probably do that. But that being said, with both of these radios modified, the limiter taken out of the Lincoln 2, I'm really starting to like the Lincoln. For one thing, superficially, the build quality of the Lincoln is far superior. When you just look at the sturdiness of these knobs and the smoothness, they feel like fluid drive knobs. And they're right there. They're easy to access. Everything makes sense on this radio. The mic gain, RF gain, your clarifier, it's right here. So let's focus on the Lincoln, why I like it. I use the memory channels a lot. And you can see when you go to this is the frequency, and this is the memory channel, and I've got 6 of them. This is channel 12 with a Roger beep. I can just go to channel 2, and it's channel 12 without a Roger beep, so that's kind of convenient. Channel 3 is 28, 50, 37 lower sideband. It remembers the modes. Now, see, the nice thing is when you're operating mobile from the memories, I can go to my memory channels. I'm driving home from work, nobody's on, and Skip's rolling. So I go to 37 lowest sideband, but I can just go down here and go to 38, 39, 40. If I want to keep going up the band, I just keep going. I really like that. And here's the best part. So 37 is my memory channel, right? So let's say I'm listening to a conversation on 42. I can just change the memory channel and go back, and it's back to the memory channel that I saved. I like that feature. Okay, so you could have memory channels programmed in different parts of the band, but you can still make changes when you get, using the memory channel as a jump off point to tune around. And then you could go out of memory, and you could have like 10 meters. If you wanted 28.3 in the main VFO, you could toggle between that. You can also change the emergency channels in the memory. You can change those for like favorites. I don't even look at these as emergency channels. They could be favorites. So that's 2 more channels that you can quickly access. The other thing about the Lincoln 2 I really like is everything that you typically use or want to turn off is there on the front. Roger beep, noise, the echo, it's right there. Turn it off, turn it off. The nice thing about the Echo 2 is you can set it, the parameters. I have mine on 2 and 2. Once it's set, you can't inadvertently bump it and move it like on the 955. This is the echo control, and it very easily can get moved out of whack. Now, whether or not you turn the echo on is up to you. That's this switch here. So that pretty much covers the Lincoln and why I like that. Everything. Oh, so if you're in the memories, the main VFO, and you go up, the one thing you have to remember is if you're scanning through the channels like a CB and you come up to 40, if you keep turning the knob here, see it goes to 41. It keeps going in a row. The channels go in a row, which I like. The 955, when you change to a higher band and you go through the RC channels, they jumble around. Now, people who have had Galaxies maybe and stuff like that are used to that. I don't like that. I'm used to 2510s. I like the frequencies being in a row. Anyways, back to my point. You hit channel 40. If you wanted to go back to channel 1, you hit this instead. So now you're back to channel 1. You can go all the way back around to channel 40. And if you wanted to keep going up to 41, the upper or the free band, you just keep turning the knob. If not, you just remember to hit that or on the microphone, and you'll go back around to channel 1 on band A. Of course, you got the auto squelch and stuff like that. I just think that the layout, the stuff you want to get to is right there on the front panel. So the stuff I don't like about the 955 is, like, if you wanted to go to channel 41 or the free band, this is more like a CB in my opinion. You know, it just, if you wanted to go to 41, you got to toggle this switch, change the band, put the toggle back, and now you're on 41. And like I said, I used a file. I uploaded a file. I went in and manually changed all the frequencies so that my radio would go in order. But if you didn't do that, these channels would jump around when you go through the RC channel areas. But, probably most people don't care. I just don't like having to do this whole band changing thing. People that don't go up and listen to free band or whatever, probably not a problem. It is a good looking radio. Like I said, I don't like the fact that you can change the echo here and all that. The biggest thing for me, and this has been much talked about locally, are the quality of these knobs. This is a brand new radio, and this is like the third or fourth 955 that I've converted for people, and I don't know if you can see, that thing wobbles. Brand new. I haven't even used this radio, and I just modified one this weekend that was brand new out of the box, hadn't even been touched. Look at that. It wobbles like a 10-year-old's loose tooth. That's fucking unacceptable. I'm sorry. And I've seen brand new ones where this VFO knob, I don't think it takes very much, or channel selector. It doesn't take very much before this thing starts fucking wobbling around too. So they sound great. The 955 got a ton of audio. Aside from the 11 meter conversion, you don't have to do anything. They're on frequency. They're sharp looking radios. But there's no memory channels, like as I showed on the Lincoln, as far as like being able to jump around and scan off of memory channels. I find that convenient, especially mobile. I don't have time, it's difficult to reach down and change bands and shit like that. So those are some of the differences, and they're both good radios, and whichever one I think you're drawn to, you're going to be happy with it. This really bugs me. I'm not going to lie. That really bugs me. I don't like being able to bump the echo settings, and I don't like having to toggle this switch to change bands. And no memories. My opinion, the Lincoln 2 is it sounds just as good once you remove the limiter. It sounds just as good as the Striker. It's loud, it's clean, they're both good on sideband. They're both very stable. So there you go. There's my reasons why. Pros and cons.